everybody, and welcome back to the third episode of What If the Continents and Oceans Were Switched. In the last episode, we saw a big war between these three teams, the red, the blue, the peach versus the maroon, the orange, and the purple. As well as some other minor events. But let's go ahead and get into the video. And starting off, the purple team kicks the video off with some more expansion. This time they're expanding all the way around like this, as well as wrapping up this way more. As for over here, they end up doing some expansion, just like this. And there we go. There is the new purple team. The purple team is growing pretty large. And now the orange team has really reached their max for expanding. So they're going to be able to expand just a little bit more. Until they can't. And that'll probably be it for them. Meanwhile, the peach team over here has risen in power very quickly, and they are actually able to take over a lot more land on this on this side anyway. As they take about that much land. As over there, some too. Don't know why this is not working. Okay. Fixed. And as for this side, they end up taking something like this. And now they have grown pretty big. They're probably the second or maybe like the fourth largest after the purple team, and maybe like around third. But the point is, they are expanding very fast. Next, we have the dark red team, who will expand quite a bit. And after this, we see a new team becoming a thing. And it will be right over here. And this time I'm going to use a random color. And going to be just like this. And here is our new country right here. It's a pretty bland color. Not much to really say about this one. Capital goes there. And there it's our newest country on the map. Next we are going to look up here where a peace treaty between the yellow team and the gold team. The yellow team and the purple team. And they go ahead and just split this area up right here. Yellow team getting all this. And the purple team getting all this. And they're supposed to take this too. And let's go ahead and color all this in. And all this land is their land now. And the purple team has pretty much reached their max for expanding. And they are just going to slowly grow their military for a long time. Then we see more expansion down here as this little pink thing takes some land down here in this southern area. Meanwhile, this guy's goal is just to wrap around the whole thing. So he's going to do something like this. And now they have accomplished their goal of wrapping around mostly. And This border is looking very weird. Next, we are going to see a war breaking out again down here this time. And it is going to be between this new purple country and the pink team. They want to get some new land as they end up sending some of their troops. They send up their troops from the top and they start advancing in just like this. And this country is very weak. They have some of the worst population. And as they're advancing in, we see the front line collapsing and all the land ends up going back over. And we see them retreating out of their country. And as they keep going, it keeps happening. And eventually, we see why, as a new country has just popped up right here. And for this country, they are pretty strong compared to the pink team, which is not strong at all anymore. And then we see some new kind of pieces that are going to become a thing. Let's zoom out a bit. That color will work. And then the rest of it kind of falls over to this color. Something like that. And they don't really surrender. So basically the city gets carved up by each of these. And they end up getting a board or something like this. And now we can see the peace treaty as this pink team does not exist anymore. The first country to ever fully disappear, because there have been no countries that have lost all their land. So this will be the first. And now let's take a look at the peace treaty. Okay, and here is the peace treaty. In the peace treaty, it looks something about like this. And some of this land will be divided up. So there's some land over here that this purple team didn't claim, and it will go over to these new breakaways as they capture both of them. And now we can take a look at where they're going to place their capitals. One of them is going to place it in the remnants of their old city. Another one's going to place it right there. And now we can see that one whole country is wiped out of the map. This little rebellion of the blue team, they have actually gained 1/3 of their original size, which is pretty good. So yeah. Next, we move on to this area as a war looks like it's being prepared as people on the blue team see some troops on the green team moving down to here. What could this mean? We'll take a look at that in a little bit. Meanwhile, a big war goes on up here between all these guys, and some of them are actually going to be forming alliances, ones that don't have anything against each other. So, like, one of them being a trapezoid alliance happens between this guy and this guy. Meanwhile, another alliance, this is like a short-term alliance, these both are, is a triangle alliance. And this is going to be between them and them, and then there's just going to be this one person who's on their own team. And how this is going to work is basically the yellow team declares this war. They are the strongest, and with the help of their ally, they are going to march in to this blue team. And then we'll take a look at that now, as the troops have already started moving in from this side, taking some of the shoreline, but the shoreline is their most important area, so they're able to take some from the other areas. The capital city gets almost taken, and they eventually do meet up right here. As a lot of these troops are down here, the alliance over here is going to declare war on the yellow team and their alliance. And they start marching in through this side, taking over some land here. And this country, this is one of the stronger ones out of these guys now, anyway. They're like the same color as this other one, but I'm going to try to change the color, like the attacking color up a bit. And they're probably able to get like this far until some of the troops right down here are redirected, and they're able to take some of their land back. Not a lot of it though. And during this, the team over here is able to defend their capital pretty good. And they start their invasion into the yellow team just a little bit, taking control of some of these lands around here, just so that they can hold out just a little bit longer. Meanwhile, this area is actually going to fall down to all three of these guys, and now they're all fighting like each other basically. So they're like, basically the front line looks something like this, where these guys are fighting, they're all fighting like along here. This is like the fighting line, like along there. There's also fighting around all this area. And so you can kind of see where the fighting's happening. And back in the war, we can see that this team is basically about to die, as the rest of this land has been taken back over. And for the yellow team, the same has happened over here. And they're about to die, but over here, they're able to get some more land. And then the person who thinks who will win this war, they actually don't choose who they think will win, because they want to try to change the outcome. But they try to come up here and they steal. It's the dark purple team. And then they're like, yo, can we wait till after the war? And they're like, how about you just give me some of this land? So eventually they do. And while this war is happening, they agree to give them all this land. Basically what they got from that peace treaty earlier on in the episode. And all that goes over to them. And back down at the war, we see yellow troops are like arriving on these front lines, as they are forced back just a little bit. Over here there is a pretty big push, and they are forced back quite a bit. And it's looking almost over, as the yellow team has finally came up and taken the capital, leading to their surrender. And now it's just over here. And before it gets to that, they're actually able to make one more good push until they agree to peace. And then one part of this peace is that all the alliances in this area are going to be gone. All the alliances are gone. They all are pretty much back to hating each other. Even though the ones that are in our alliance, they have a slightly better, they like each other just slightly better. But now it's time to take a look at the peace treaty of this war. And here's the peace treaty. Let's start off over here. The L team gained some of the important land as they gained the whole capital area and some extra area surrounding it. This team right here, they gained this land over here, as well as a little piece down here. This light cyan team is still alive. They're way smaller than they were. This team, they got some land here and some land from the yellow team. Because technically they were the winning side, even though they were going to lose. That's why they surrendered. So basically, in turn for all of that, they paid reparations, which is nice for them, I guess. So that happened. Next, we see more expansion in a different area, and this is what it ends up looking like at the end of the war. The borders haven't changed up too much, but these are the new borders. Next, we see down here there are some people who want to expand because a lot of people ran out of room to expand very fast, and those include basically these guys, all of these guys. All these people don't have anywhere to expand to. And the four down here, they still have room to expand. And then up here, of course, they can still expand. They don't really know that the Adriatic Sea exists, so technically this team thinks they can't expand. The yellow team technically can't expand. So there's only like 6 countries that can expand, which doesn't really make for an interesting scenario. So what's going to be happening is the Cyan team has decided that they are going to sail down, and they end up making a landing around here. And of course, no one knows about this yet. No one knows about this land. And they end up making a nice little colony here. Discovering it. And the world is, they think, is pretty small. But they are slowly discovering more and more land. And this colony, it's not really like a colony, but they just like extended their reach. So it basically is. And immediately it breaks away. We are going to be using this hot pink color. And it breaks away into this. And the idea of colonization probably won't come back for a long time. And it's mostly because of this next event right here. Because countries aren't stable enough to do it for themselves. So they can't really do anything. They can't just govern a colony. They're not strong enough for that. They don't have the resources and the population. But now that they are a fully independent colony, there's really not, they're pretty irrelevant, especially for the trade route. The trade route looks like this right now, and slowly but surely, this part of the trade route does end up getting finished, and it connects making up here kind of irrelevant, but of course there's this one, which is the second most powerful one. And then they also make it go through here and go through each of these 3 capitals, even though they're pretty irrelevant right now because they can just go through the yellow team instead to get fast where they want to faster. A new route is formed that goes like this into there. And something I forgot to mention is that, of course, the old purple team's capital, and now both of these countries are on the trade route. A lot of the capitals are on the trade route, which is something I didn't plan, but it works, so I'm going to be keeping it. This right here, of course, this would be connected up, and then it goes down to here. After that, it kind of loops back up there. It's a very long voyage for right now, so it's not used very often. As when it is used, people kind of die a lot. And the pink team, before it collapsed, if it could have taken hold of this trade route money, it would have been good because it has like 4 different trade route systems underneath it. And these countries right here are becoming a little bit stronger than what the pink team originally was, even though they're half the territory, and even less than half the territory each of them are than the original pink team. And this is really going to do it for today's episode. I have one more thing, and then we're going to get to the update on the rankings. But for now, what we see happening is purple team expansion, take even more land, and they're starting to grow stronger at a faster rate. So much stronger, in fact, that they're able to take probably about this much land. And they haven't seen expansion like this in a long time. And eventually they are able to swallow up this lake. And now, this is the purple team empire. They are the biggest country on Earth right now by a long shot. And they're slowly but steadily growing up their military, and their alliance may or may not be getting a new member next episode. But for now, we look up at the rankings and see how this changes. But before we do that, we need to take a look at the last event of the video, and that is the collapse of the purple team. And it's because of this land so far away that they've held on for so long now. And it just collapses. This little area wipes away. That starts it for the whole other area. And all this area becomes independent, with its capital being right here. Next, we see the rest of this continent becoming independent. And there aren't really colors for this. So it becomes 2 different areas. It becomes the late colonies and let's do the new colonies, which is this gray color. And capital right there and a capital right there. And now that has happened, there are a lot of countries on the map now. Yeah. And this is going to be very important to the rankings. Number 1, of course, still going to be the purple team. Number 2 is now not this team anymore. They're not number 2. And we'll go back to them later. Meanwhile, number 3 actually steps up. They lost so much from this, and yeah, number 3 is actually going to become number 2. Second, third is going to be this team over here. The sign team. They really don't have like a military, but like at the beginning of the episode, they didn't really have military, even though they were still 3rd. But they actually go down to 4th And third will be that team. And now we need to see fifth, which is actually different. Fifth is the green team. So sixth is the red team. Seventh is the cyan team. They have been slowly working their armies up, even after they lost that colony. Sixth now. Or wait, no. They're seventh. Blue team is now eighth. Even though they are still pretty strong, you just can't compete with these other countries. Ninth was the yellow team. I'll keep it there for now. Or actually, ninth will probably be this team. Next, yeah, so the gold team, or the yellow team, is now going to be 10th. Now, the rest of these are kind of tricky. 11th is still going to be that. 12th, yep. I'm going to erase the rest of these so that I can figure out what to do with them. And I already see the next one that will be here. Next strongest, where were we at? We were at 11th. So 12th is going to be this guy. 13th is going to be this guy. And 14th, I think we'll go to this guy. The Stark Red team. They have been working their military up slowly. It's still not very strong. And this team will be next. Then we have 16th. Down here we have 17th. 18th. And this is really close, by the way. Like, very close. Okay, 17th. 19th. 18th, going to be this team. Okay, 19th. Then 20th, just like last time. 22nd. Right here for this team. And 21st for the red team right here. And then we have the last guys. 21st. Wait, actually, that's not right. We need to erase this. 21st for. We need to go all the way back down to 20th. Because other countries have this spot. 20th goes to this country right here. Even though they won that war, they're still not very strong. This country is actually going to be 23rd. They're really weak. They haven't really had enough time to stabilize themselves. Where were we at? 21st. 21st goes to this guy. Yep, I know this. 22nd. And 23rd. And those are our power rankings. Now we need to go on to population rankings. And this might not be an every time thing. Oh, I'm gonna fix this. But this will be happening for probably the first 5 episodes, so for 2 more episodes. And it will be pretty important. But for now, these are the power rankings. And so we can see that a lot of this area has been filled compared to the beginning of the episode. just for reference, it was probably about like something like this. None of that was filled. And then up to here, none of that was filled. So we gained a lot, but it was mostly wars that we saw today. And now, population. First, second, done, easy. Third actually does not go to this guy anymore. They have lost their rank all the way down to 7th. Very tragic. But third, or what do I put as third? I don't see a third. But anyway, first, second, oh that was third. Okay, next. Fourth is going to become third. Fourth is actually going to, the 3 after the third, the dark purple team, they're just going to rise 1 step ahead. So fourth, fifth. Now, sixth went to, who do I believe? Well, there is a passing up here. 6 goes to the peach team. 7th goes to sign team. Now we need 8th. 8th, go to the yellow team. They have been gaining population a lot lately. So much that they're in the top 10 now. Very surprising for them. And I'm just gonna erase a few of these. So 8th, 9th, 10th, yeah, those are good. 11th is going to be this country. Then we have 12th down here. 13th, 14th. Then we have more of Inner Europe, so 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th. Then there is a, wait, no, we need to backtrack just a little bit to actually, 17th goes to this long, strandy country. That's 17th. Then 18th goes over to them. So 18th, 19th, and 20th. 21st, 22nd, 23rd. They do have a bit of population. They're not the absolute worst in this scenario. 25th and 24th. And there we go. We can now see the population rankings. The map is expanding a lot, so I'm going to probably zoom out. Yeah, it's about this. There are 25 countries now. That is a lot. And from the start of the episode, we had 20, so we gained 5 countries. But this was a pretty eventful episode, I would say. And if you enjoyed, please show your support, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.